I'm so glad she packed this bag.
For 18 rebounds in that point, 6 rebounds, and he had 4 steals as well.
So here we go. Xavier out of Cedar Rapids, MOC-Floyd Valley. Our matchup to see who gets Clear Lake tomorrow afternoon in the state championship game. Cedar Rapids Xavier controls the opening tip, and Lorenzo Pino has the basketball, and we're underway here in Des Moines. So as Pino gives way over to Aiden Miller, and they'll work it around. Here's Caleb Wilgenbush trying to get into the big man, A.J. Evans, 6'8 junior for Xavier. We'll wing it through here to Pino.
Great matchup with Miller and Drayden Punt down low. 2 physical players.
Vander Murray tries to get the bank call, can't get it to go as MOC-Floyd Valley comes the other way. And here's the Dutchman starters. They're brought to you by Delta Dental of Iowa. For your smile, for your health, for your community.
Langton had 12 points in that quarterfinal win. He can shoot from outside.
Blake Albers with it. He had 24 in the win the other night. Averages 20 a game for the Dutchman. A near steal back to Langton. Both teams using a lot of the shot clock here on their first possession. Drayden Punt gives way. Albers tries the 3. Missed it strong. And the rebound by Evans for Xavier. As we look at those Delta Dental starting lineups for the Saints.
Pino had 12 points. He's a good 3-point shooter. Keep an eye on him as well.
Caleb Wilgenbush can't get the first shot to go. This is exactly the opposite of what we saw in the first game, where neither team could miss early.
It's instant offense in that quarter. Teams slow here a little bit. Start the game.
Nearly a steal. The MOC-Floyd Valley crowd wanted a foul. Langton gets a little bit of space, fires the 3. That's too strong, and the rebound by Xavier and Wilgenbush. Long pass down floor. Xander Murray, no numbers, but a foul call. They're going to say it's before any shot was taken, so Xavier will inbound baseline out of bounds.
Yeah, I like Xavier getting out and trying to run off of that miss. Create some fast break opportunities.
Foul on Langton, his first. Xavier looking to inbound from the baseline and ends up having to just lob it up to Evans out near midcourt. Caleb Wilgenbush, a senior. What a run this Xavier team has had here down the stretch. As Aiden Miller, not only did they beat Knoxville, who was previously undefeated in the quarterfinals, they rallied to beat number 2 Decorah in the sub-state final. And that's a travel on Xander Murray. A little bit of contact, but not enough to warrant a foul call. And the ball goes back to MOC-Floyd Valley.
As Andy mentioned in the pregame there, Brian, this team, you look at their record, they've got 9 losses, but look at who they've lost to. I mean, Linn-Mar and Iowa City West, Dowling, Cedar Falls. I mean, that's a who's who of 4A.
Dutchman with the basketball. Carter Van Gelder. Here's Drayden Punt, 6'5 junior. He's already committed to play football at Kansas in a year and a half. Here on the basketball court, trying to muscle his way in. Lost it, and Xavier ends up with it.
Great defense by Evans, not committing the foul there. Able to get Drayden Punt to turn the ball over.
Pino into the corner, Murray. Xander Murray gives it back to Pino. Xavier resets. Still plenty of time on that shot clock. We played 2.5 minutes without a point. Caleb Wilgenbush. Pino drives in. His floater's swatted away. Right to Xander Murray, who hits the 3.
How about that? MOC-Floyd Valley thinking it's going to go the other way with a great block, and Murray just making them pay for it with the 3-point shot.
And Gelder to Albers. And we are going to get a foul called on Xavier on the screen with 5:03 left in this opening quarter, and MOC-Floyd Valley will inbound from the sideline. Carter Van Gelder, 6'3 junior, at 12 points and 7 rebounds in their win over Ballard on Tuesday. Into the post. This is Vanderpool, lost the handle. Ball loose for a second and gets it back. Pino and Xavier coming the other way. Here's Wilgenbush.
Second time the Xavier quick hands have got a steal on the MOC-Floyd Valley big men.
Aiden Miller right wing into the corner. That is Wilgenbush. Brings a pass out to Murray. Miller thought about it. A Murray 3's been the only point so far in this game. A.J. Evans, he had 21 and 13 the other day. He's cut off on the baseline. Passes it back out to Murray. Shot clock at 7. Murray tries a 3. Left that one short. And the rebound to Vanderpool and MOC-Floyd Valley. Thought about the deep ball, and he shuffled the feet. And Albers called for steps. Brings us to our first timeout of the afternoon. 4:16 to play opening quarter. Xavier leads it 3-0 on this shot. This is the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
You are watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships exclusively on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
There's head coach Lauren DeYoung. He's in his 35th year, won his 600th career game earlier this season. Has the Dutchman back in the semifinals for the second year in a row.
36 years coaching, that's a mind-boggling number. And MOC-Floyd Valley, Brian, they lost in the semis last year here at Wells Fargo. Trying to change that here this afternoon.
Xavier with a 3-0 lead. Neither team's found a whole lot of offense here in the early going. This is Wilgenbush. Finds a little bit of space. Can't get the shot to go, but a foul called. And 2 free throws coming up for Xavier senior Caleb Wilgenbush.
Well, half of Xavier's points in that quarterfinal game against Knoxville was in the paint. 26 of their 52. So they are really comfortable when they get into that area. Good drive by Wilgenbush.
Averages 13.5 a game, Wilgenbush does. Has his first. He had just 8 against Knoxville, but in the sub-state final, he had 29 against Decorah in what was an overtime win for Xavier to get here to the well. 70% free throw shooter on the season, hits both. 5-0 Saints.
Three-quarter court pressure here.
Long pass to Van Gelder. He'll look from 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound tipped around. Vanderpool comes up with it. Now Albers tries from the corner and hits. And the Dutchmen are on the board.
Well, Albers is second in 3A in made threes with 92 on the year. Shoots it at about a 46% clip.
Trying to go baseline, finding a little bit of space. The kick-out pass is going to go all the way into the backcourt, and that's going to be a backcourt violation and a turnover.
That's something that MOC-Floyd Valley did very well in those quarterfinals, forcing a lot of turnovers. They had 18 points off of turnovers by Ballard.
Jack Downey checking into the game for Xavier. Carter Hoffman is also on the floor. These two combined to average about 6 a game. It's about as deep as Xavier will go off the bench. And making instant impact there. He doesn't get the steal, but does get a poke away there as Hoffman.
Yeah, quick feet to get around Vanderpool there. Knock that ball out of bounds.
Giving up some pretty good size there, Hoffman is against Vanderpool down low. This is Amon Langton for MOC-Floyd Valley. Couldn't find the space he wanted there and gives way to Drayden Punt.
Nice job on Albers face guarding him.
Pass inside, a second pass. Punt wasn't quite ready for it, but gets it and puts it off glass to tie the game.
Well, how about Punt just sort of clearing Evans away to get an angle to hit that shot?
Mike Freeman, head coach of Xavier, had an earful for the official as he came back down the other way. Xavier, after scoring the first 5, giving up the next 5. Here's Hoffman. To Pino, trying to direct traffic here for Xavier. Into the corner, that's Wilgenbush. Drives into the lane, kick out pass. Hoffman goes baseline, lost the handle, out of bounds to MOC-Floyd Valley.
Second straight turnover for Xavier. The MOC defense is starting to tighten up a little bit here.
Xander Murray back into the game. Today's Iowa High School Athletic Association State Basketball Championships are presented in part by Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To learn more, go to midamericanenergy.com. 2.5 to go first quarter, 5 points each side. Ball tipped around, poked around, stolen, and a foul. That's number 2 on Langton.
Coach Young's going to have to get Langton out of the game here with 2 quick fouls. That's the 3rd team foul for MOC-Floyd Valley.
So Langton does take a seat. Henry Heller in for the Dutchman. He's just a freshman, 33 in white. This is Pino. Pino has it stolen away by Albers.
Quick hands by Albers. Seeing just turnovers on both ends here.
Albers gets some space, rises and hits.
He's got some range. Now 2 for 2 for 3 is Albers.
Pino gets the play call from his head coach, Mike Freeman, in his 6th season. A lot of contact inside, and the official just shaking his head at both of them. Keep going, guys. Murray will rise from just inside the 3-point line, no good. Offensive rebound, Jack Downey. Back out Evans, a little farther out than he wants to go. Tries to go back door, it wasn't there. And now it's tipped around, and Xavier gets it back. And they'll get a new shot clock.
A lot of traffic. They should have just let the players get out of there before you try and make that pass.
Pino deep out right wing. Saints down 3 after scoring the game's first 5 here in this first quarter. Evans. Does he try to go to work on Punt here? Into the middle. Looking for some help. Gets that help from Pino, who drives in. Kick out past Downey. Shot clock at 7. Back into Evans. Back into the middle. Little baby hook won't go, and the rebound by Vanderpaul.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Evans go right away there, Brian. Instead, he put the ball on the floor. Just turn and do the little jump hook there.
It's 4 rebounds for Vanderpaul already in this first quarter. He averages 7 a game. Albers with 45 to go in the first quarter. He has 2 threes already today. Gives way to Van Gelder. Into the paint, nothing doing. Punt in the post. 12 on the shot clock. Punt faces. Tries to go to work. Spins inside, left it short. And the rebound to Downey. Xavier can hold for 1.
Nice rebound that time by Downey. Pretty good defense by Evans not to foul there.
Looks like Xavier will hold for this final shot, with 17 showing on the first quarter clock.
Only 1 shot attempt for Evans here in this first quarter.
There's Evans with the basketball. Gives away a right wing 3 on the way, too strong. Rebounded by Van Gelder. Still 3 seconds. Van Gelder goes all the way to the rim. Reverse layup. Nobody's fouled. And our first quarter will end with free throws.
Yeah, smart play by Van Gelder. Nice awareness of where that clock was and to draw the foul on Evans.
So Carter Van Gelder, a 70% free throw shooter on the season, makes his first attempt of the afternoon. And he'll have 1 more. Officials coming up. Xavier is ready for the quarter break. They have guys sitting down, and they make them get up, although all of them did not. Van Gelder's second rolls in. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter here in Des Moines. MOC-Floyd Valley leading Xavier 10-5. Quarter 2 after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
When it's time to celebrate, Pizza Ranch is ready. We've got plenty of room and plenty of food for everyone. With pizza, desserts, and the country's best chicken, everyone leaves a winner. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
Need money for college? Our scholarship registration is quick and easy. ISL Education Lending Scholarship is open to both students and parents. Visit iowastudentloan.org/award for details.
Students and families have many options for education after high school, and ISL Education Lending is here to help. We offer free planning tools, scholarships, and lower-cost loans to help pay for college if needed. Learn more at iowastudentloan.org.
First 5 points of this game belong to Xavier. The last 10 to MOC-Floyd Valley as we start the second quarter and get a look at Mike Freeman, the sixth-year head coach for Cedar Rapids Xavier. Had the Saints in the final 2 years ago, trying to get back there today.
Yeah, Coach Freeman hopefully talking to his team about what they want to do offensively. Slow start for them. 1 for 8 was Xavier in that first quarter. A lone three-pointer by
Dutchman ball. They got the 2 free throws right at the end of the quarter, and they get the possession here to start the second quarter as well. As you see, Albers gets a little space, shoots, hits. That's how good Albers is. I said he hit it before he even shot it there. 13-5. Trying to answer on the other end. Aiden Miller can't do it, and Albers controls the rebound.
It's been one shot and out for Xavier, and Albers right now is hitting on all cylinders.
3 threes already, and 9 points for Albers, and an 8-point lead for MOC-Floyd Valley. They've scored the last 13 of this game. Punt. Hand it off. Albers tries again from deep. That one won't go. Rebound loose, out of bounds. It's going to go the other way to Xavier.
I think that was on Drayden Punt, and Albers talking to the official, thinking he got fouled there.
And there's definitely some contact on the last one. I think this is going to be the one he hit.
Yeah, and just miscommunication there defensively. And I saw Coach Freeman turn and yell at his assistants about how we're not matched up coming out of a quarter break there.
I mean, he's just one of those shooters. You got to fight through the screen. You got to go over everything because you can't give him any space or he'll make you pay. Did better on that last attempt. Aiden Miller there on the left wing. Xander Murray, he has the only Xavier field goal. Can't make that one happen. And the ball out of bounds to MOC-Floyd Valley.
A lot of outside shooting right now for Murray. For Xavier. Not getting the ball inside, where they can do most of their damage. Got to give the Dutchman defense some credit as well.
So Blake Albers will bring the ball up the floor. He reached 1,000 career points earlier this season. Gonna go play basketball at Northwestern in Orange City. There's a poke away and a steal. Caleb Wilkenbush the other way, lays it in. Albers tried to chase him but couldn't get there.
Yeah, that's a great way to jump start your offense. Do it with defense. Good steal that time and finish.
Albers gives way to Vanderpool. Back to Albers. Wanted a little space, wasn't there. Here's Drayden Punt. They'll dare him to shoot from out there. Punt instead's going to go inside. That's where he's better. Oh, what a move there. Everything but the finish from Drayden Punt. And Xavier goes the other way. Long pass down floor to Pino. Gives it back to Xander Murray with a head of steam into the lane. Back out Wilkenbush. Rises from the free throw line. No good. And the rebound tipped around and controlled by Van Gelder for MOC-Floyd Valley.
That was a good look for Wilkenbush. Like the aggressiveness by Xavier trying to push the ball.
Punt gives hands off to Albers off a screen. Oh, he had Punt open and Xavier a little too much traffic to knock it away. And now the ball loose again. Xavier fortunate to keep it.
Yeah, good steal by the Xavier defense. You're right. Punt was wide open going to that basket. Albers just couldn't get the angle.
Amon Langton, who hasn't played since mid-first quarter with 2 fouls, is back at the scores table. He'll come in at the next dead ball. Evans gets inside, too far underneath the basket. Kick out pass. Murray tries from 3, missed it strong. Offensive rebound, Miller. Pino gets a clean look from deep and hits it.
Well, that's what Pino can do. He's got 23 on the year, shooting about 30%, and that's exactly what Xavier needed.
Van Gelder against some harassing defense there from a couple different defenders. Had it poked away, got it back. That gave him his dribble back. He gets inside and he travels.
Yeah,
and turns it over.
Yeah, you speed up the offense there. Van Gelder shuffling his feet. Xavier picking up the pressure on the outside.
You see Amon Langton back in for the Dutchman. Xavier's brought Carter Hoffman back onto the floor. Game of runs. 5-13-5 in a 13-10 ball game.
Xavier has done it on the defensive end, turning that into points on a steal, creating a couple turnovers.
Pino, good defense by Albers. Pino off a screen, ball loose, and goes out of bounds, and it'll go the other way to MOC-Floyd Valley, and that will bring us to a timeout. With 4:48 to play in the second quarter, the Dutchmen lead it 13-10 here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Unlock the future you've worked for with 100% of your tuition covered. The Bulldog Promise covers 100% of your 4-year tuition at Drake. The Bright College Pathway covers 100% of your 2-year tuition at Drake's John D. Bright College with no minimum GPA requirement. Don't qualify? No problem. 100% of new Drake undergraduates receive a guaranteed presidential scholarship. Unlock the future you worked for at drake.edu/promise.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
This broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud to champion Iowa's youth.
Second quarter here in our second semifinal in Class 3A, our second of 6 semifinals today here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network, and a 3-point ball game. MOC-Floyd Valley out in front of Cedar Rapids Xavier. Dutchman basketball coming out of the timeout. And Blake Albers, who has 3 threes already in this game, had the ball initially. Will give away here to punt. This is Langton. Back into the game. Tries to hit a cutting Van Gelder. Is poked away, got it back, and he throws it off the defender out of bounds.
Yeah, nice read that time by Miller, knowing that they were going to get that cut, get the deflection. A little sloppy, Brian, early on here. Both teams combined for 12 turnovers already.
Throw it in deep here to Albers. Tries to go to a teammate, Henry Heller there. Dutchman will work it around. We remind you the Iowa High School Sports Network will announce at the end of the Class 1A title game the tournament MVP award, fueled by Iowa Beef. Several worthy candidates so far. As MOC-Floyd Valley unable to score. And here comes Xavier.
Yeah, that was a great challenge on Albers' jump shot there. Tipped.
Carter Hoffman looking for some space. He's cut off nicely, kicks it back out. They'll swing it around. Here's Xander Murray. Gets all the way inside and lays it in.
Nice take by Murray. I thought he might drop it off to his teammate Evans, but good take.
Xavier back within 1 after trailing by 8 earlier this quarter. Van Gelder in traffic. Needs some help. Here's Albers. Off a screen, a little look. A 3 ball is good. That's 4 for Blake Olbers here in the first half.
Well, he does not need much room. How about that quick release off of the ball screen there? And Xavier's got to make sure that they step out on that ball screen, even if it means the other guy slipping the screen. Can't give Olbers another look.
A.J. Evans, he's been pretty quiet so far for Xavier. He'll hand the ball off to Murray. Yeah, Evans hasn't even scored. Has a couple rebounds. Just one field goal attempt so far. Into the paint. Short shot up. Left it short, and Olbers with the rebound. The Dutchman looked to push a little bit. Langton into the front court. Backs it back out, waiting for the offense to move around a little bit. Here's Van Gelder. Into the paint, spins, nearly lost it. Kicks it out, 12 on the shot clock. Heller with a nice fake, and it's swatted away, out of bounds by Evans.
Ryan, let's take a look here. Good drive by Murray. Nobody rotating over, but watch this. Olbers, just a quick release, and that's what I'm talking. You've got to step out on that ball screen. Make sure that he doesn't get a look at that three after already hitting 4 today.
Just 8 on the shot clock here for the Dutchman. Nearly stolen. In the corner is Heller. Down to 4 on the shot clock. Here's Olbers. Spins. Tough shot. Missed it long, and it didn't hit the rim. So that's a shot clock violation and a turnover.
Yeah, good defense by Xavier. It really feels like MOC-Floyd Valley has controlled this game, but you look up at the scoreboard, only 16-12. Xavier an opportunity to cut this to either a 2 or 1 point lead here.
Well, it's been the 3 ball from Olbers. I mean, that's 12 of the 16 points here for MOC-Floyd Valley so far.
If I'm Coach Freeman, got to try and find a way to get Evans isolated on that block.
Yeah, 21 and 13 here Tuesday against Knoxville. Hasn't really been a factor. There's a good way to get some points. Give Caleb Wilgenbush a layup. Xavier within 2.
Nice job that time. Good cut.
Van Gelder hands off Vanderpool. Back to Olbers. This one from deep. Missed it short. And the rebound to Evans for Xavier. You just almost expect it to go in the way it's been so far. Wilgenbush has his shot blocked by Vanderpool. Evans able to retrieve. Murray thought about it. Instead they'll reset. We're under 2 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Coach DeYoung jumping up and down, wanting to cover Murray on that 3. Get a hand up in his face.
Murray looking back for the play call. Attacks, spins, kind of lost the control a little bit. Gives it out to Wilgenbush, and Wilgenbush throws it right to Langton.
Yeah, probably just should have shot the jumper there.
Langton resets. Here's Vanderpool between the circles as MOC-Floyd Valley looks to set something up here. The final 85 seconds of the first half. Langton will try a 3, no good. And Evans clears the rebound. Xavier again with a chance to tie or take the lead. Murray spins into the lane and ties it. And a foul. This is on the rebound, I believe. I think we're going to count the basket.
Wow, what a great spin move.
Yes, basket good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
No, great spin move by Murray. And you called it, Brian. So the basket counts, and there's the shove in the back.
Yeah, you saw it on 5 in blue there. Wilgenbush, I think it's who they got for that foul. That's his second. With 1:12 to go in the first half. Him and Langton have 2. Wilgenbush for Xavier, Langton for MOC-Floyd Valley, the only players in any kind of foul trouble so far. Am I reading this right? Is that our first foul of the quarter?
You are correct.
Wow. Nice cut inside. Drayton punt, and yeah, he traveled.
Yeah, right idea. He's got to put the ball on the floor first. One extra shuffle there. Another turnover.
Been a few of them in this one.
15.
Xavier trying to take the lead here.
Yeah, 15 turnovers by the 2 teams, and Xavier's going to spread it out here a little bit. Take this clock down.
Trying to get a good look here. Late in this quarter. Try to get the lead back before halftime. Murray will back it all the way back up. You see the shot clock there, down to 10. Evans on top, gives way to Pino. Back out Murray. He'll try a 3 and got it. Xander Murray from outside.
He is having himself a half.
And the Dutchman answer before half as Xavier has retaken the lead here in the final 17 seconds.
Now can Albers create a little separation to get a window to hit a shot?
Coach DeYoung back behind the play saying, go, go, guys. Van Gelder into the corner. Can't quite answer everything in there. Vanderpool inside. Got a shot blocked. Got it back and a foul. With just 1.2 showing on the clock. And Owen Vanderpool go to the free throw line to shoot 2 for MOC-Floyd Valley. As we'll go ahead with just the 1 second left here and hear this message from Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, it's our job to keep you safe. And that's why we add a rotten egg smell to our natural gas to help you detect a gas leak. So, if something smells skunky, get outside right away and call us.
That was Vanderpool's first point of the half. He's a 55% foul shooter on the season. But hits the first. I'm going to try to cut this to 1 here with just that 1 tick showing before we get to halftime.
A big offensive board for Vanderpool. Converts both.
Both. Xavier, they got to get it in first here. Long pass to half court's poked away. Did it touch anything? Well, the clock shows 0. Let's see. One of the officials wants to talk about this.
Yeah, if
one of the officials was saying it was over. The other one says, no, let's chat.
If it didn't touch anybody, then it would be MOC's ball underneath the basket. They'd have to put some time on. But if it did touch, that should end the half.
Jeff Horst, Mark Gassman, Bill Mock are our officials. Having a word here, both head coaches want their part of the conversation here as well. And it looks like they're going to put some time back on the clock. It might be what you were saying first here.
Well, where they're going to inbound, that means that it was tipped. So they're going to, so they put 0.3 seconds on the clock here. So they clearly thought it was tipped.
You can get a catch and shoot in 0.3. Obviously, it has to be really fast. They're going to throw it up toward the bucket, try to get a lob. Albers gets it. No, they're not going to count it. It didn't go in anyway. Oh, all sorts of craziness there at the end, the final seconds of the first half. It's a 1-point ball game as we hit halftime. Xavier leading MOC-Floyd Valley 19-18 as we step aside at halftime here in this 3A semifinal on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
I love getting deals on anything, especially groceries. I love coming to Hy-Vee to get, the lowest price possible.
You want to have lower prices, but you don't really want to sacrifice quality. We want the high quality and the low price.
I haven't had to lose the quality or the freshness with the price drop at all.
I have noticed that with the prices at Hy-Vee being lower, that the quality is still there.
I go to Hy-Vee first because I know the prices are going to be down and the quality will be up there.
Here's your food.
Thank you.
Hey, your food's right here. Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.
Food's here.
Food's here.
Best pizza.
Food's here. We're here. Quick Start.
At the half, the Xavier Saints out of Cedar Rapids leading MOC-Floyd Valley by the score of 19-18. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Northwest Bank Sports Desk. I'm Andy Garman. It has been a fun first half again as two teams have really had little mini runs to make this thing competitive back and forth. A lot of passion, a lot of energy on the floor, and a lot of good basketball. It was the same thing in the previous 3A semifinal that wrapped up about 45 minutes ago. The day began with a thriller. Clear Lake finished the game on a 15-0 run to come back and beat ADM 66-57. They await the winner of this game. The 4A semifinals last night, Waukee Northwest and Valley, your winners. They'll play for the 4A title tomorrow. Coming up next after this game, we'll switch to Class 2A. Grandview Christian, no stranger to this stage. They'll take on Western Christian. Tip time about 2 o'clock there. Then West Lyon hosts Unity Christian at 3:45. 1A games coming up after that. Gladbrook, Rhinebeck, and Marquette Catholic just after 5:30. And then the nightcap, St. Edmunds from Fort Dodge taking on the Madrid Tigers. It has been a lot of fun so far. We'll show you first half highlights and more coming up in just a couple of minutes here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Stick around.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
Professional Educators of Iowa, founded by teachers for teachers in 1981.
What I like is that it is former administrators, teachers. They are people that are invested into, hey, let's make something great better.
PEI, the Professional Association for Iowa's Independent Educators.
The best thing about Professional Educators of Iowa is it's right in our backyard. It feels like home.
Now more than ever, educators are choosing PEI.
As an athlete, you're used to pushing your limits. You work bravely through pain and discomfort, and you never give up. What you don't expect is to have an injury that stops you in your tracks. Now is when you need an orthopedic partner that you can trust, one that understands the importance of you getting back in the game. Our dedicated team is here to help diagnose your injury, treat your symptoms, and develop individualized therapy and performance training. DMOS Orthopedic Centers, here when you need us since 1955.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
PB.
PB and J?
PB before we go.
P before we go.
P before we go.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
We're halfway home in Class 3A semifinal number 2. The Xavier Saints from Cedar Rapids with a 1-point lead, 19-18 over MOC-Floyd Valley. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll show you some first half highlights and get you ready for the second half here on the Iowa High School Sports Network.
How does this place make pizza that does that? Honestly, no idea. But I'm going to start looking into it one slice at a time. And now, buy any 2 large pizzas and get $7 off. It's not crazy. It's Casey's.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
How does this place make pizza that does that? Honestly, no idea. But I'm going to start looking into it one slice at a time. And now, buy any 2 large pizzas and get $7 off. It's not crazy. It's Casey's.
And welcome back to 3A semifinal number 2 here at the Boys High School Basketball Championships. The Saints from Cedar Rapids Xavier holding a 19-18 lead. I'm Andy Garman here at the Northwest Bank Sports Desk. Thanks so much for joining us here. This has been a lot of fun today, and we've got several more games to come. 4 more after this in semifinal action in 2A and 1A. But still, a half to go in a very tight 1-point game here. Let's take a look at how we got to this point with the Saints and MOC-Floyd Valley, the Dutchman. Early on, it was for MOC number 1, Blake Albers. He's been their star so far, pulling up from range, knocking down the 3. He had 12 on 4 3-pointers on the day. Xavier has an answer, though, as the Saints often do. Coach Mike Freeman gets the kids playing hard. Look at a great baseline drive by Xander Murray. And then off the defense, ball gets tipped right out and knocked down for another 3. Murray leading the Saints so far with 10. Right now, it is a 1-point game between these two as we get ready for the second half. You know, Xavier, Coach Mike Freeman told me before the game that the fact they'd played so many 4A teams during the regular season really made them feel battle-tested. You could tell early on they had no problem facing a little bit of a deficit. MOC-Floyd Valley, their coach Lauren DeYoung, you know, they were in the championship game a year ago and came up short. He said that still leaves a bad taste in their mouth. They really want to get over the hump, make sure they can get back to the championship game tomorrow, and then take home the big trophy. So let's get back inside and see where we stand as the teams come back on the floor. It's almost time for the second half. Let's go back inside. Take it away, Brian and Mike.
Thank you, Andy. And yeah, back here courtside at Wells Fargo Arena, Cedar Rapids Xavier up 19-18 on MOC-Floyd Valley here as we look ahead to the second half of basketball and kind of a half of runs a little bit. Xavier started out well. MOC-Floyd Valley scored 13 in a row at 1 point, but Xavier right back there and have the lead going into the second half.
Yeah, both teams have had leads. There have been a 5-point lead, 8-point lead. It's sort of a swinging back and forth. And it's really going to come out, I think, Brian, in the second half is who can limit their turnovers. So far, it's been a sloppy game by both teams.
Let's take a look at today's Sukup Stats Summary. It's brought to you by Sukup Manufacturing Company. Quality products built to give you more time with the ones who matter most.
Yeah, you look at that. So combined 16 turnovers by the teams, but Xavier has taken advantage of it. 15 of those points coming off of turnovers compared to only 5 for MOC-Floyd Valley. Neither team shooting a great percentage right now. 35% for Xavier and only 28% for MOC-Floyd Valley.
But both teams getting it done from outside a little bit. I mean, 7 combined threes on what's been a pretty low-scoring game so far.
Yeah, it has. And how about Blake Albers? 4 3-pointers, and he doesn't need much. Not a lot of room for him. He has a really quick release and deadly from 3-point range.
Yeah, he's been fantastic so far. A lot of fun to watch has been Blake Albers for this MOC-Floyd Valley team. The number 6 seed coming in. They're the number 8 ranked team in the final rankings from the Iowa High School Athletic Association. That always fun 6-7 battle we had here between MOC-Floyd Valley and Xavier. You look on the other side for Xavier. Xander Murray leading the way so far with 10 points.
Murray's been fantastic. He's been able to put the ball on the floor as well as hit threes. They've got to try to find a way to get Evans involved. He's only had 1 field goal attempt. Just has not been able to get him going so far in this first half.
Yeah, 5 rebounds for Evans. Has a couple blocked shots, but no points to this point. But his team, Cedar Rapids Xavier, with this 1-point lead at 19-18. We'll step aside, come back, have the second half for you after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
How does this place make pizza that does that? Honestly, no idea. But I'm going to start looking into it one slice at a time. And now, buy any 2 large pizzas and get $7 off. It's not crazy. It's Casey's.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to soil and water. water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
How does this place make pizza that does that? Honestly, no idea. But I'm going to start looking into it one slice at a time. And now, buy any 2 large pizzas and get $7 off. It's not crazy. It's Casey's.
1918, Xavier leading MOC-Floyd Valley as we're getting close to starting the second half here in our second Class 3A semifinal here at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. You take a look at the huddle there for Xavier, and Mike, take me into that huddle. What are you saying here if you're Xavier?
Well, I think you've got to do what really was how well they played in that first half is get the ball in the paint. That's really where they do their damage. We saw some nice drives. You've got to try and at least see if you can get Evans on that block isolated and really play good, solid defense. That's how they really got back in this game after that MOC-Floyd Valley 5-point lead. Xavier was able to create some steals, get some runouts, end up scoring in transition.
MOC-Floyd Valley, you see there, head coach Lauren DeYoung. 600 career wins is what he reached earlier this season. Trying to get one more today to get the Dutchman into tomorrow afternoon's championship game.
Well, MOC-Floyd Valley is going to need somebody else to step up other than Albers. He's got 12 of their 17 points, and you're probably looking at Langton, who had a nice game in that quarterfinal. He's capable of hitting threes, and Van Gelder has also been really quiet today. He had 12 points in that quarterfinal. See if they can get him going in the second half.
Xavier with the first crack at the basket here to start the second half of basketball. See who gets Clear Lake here in the championship game tomorrow. Xander Murray with it for Xavier in a 19-18 Saints lead. Here's Evans. He faces, then kicks over to the far corner, and a 3-ball good from Aiden Miller.
That'll get you jump-started. Before that, they were 3 for 9 from 3-point range. But that's a great way to start the second half if you're Xavier, knocking down a wide-open 3.
So a 4-point advantage as Van Gelder on the right wing. Nice back cut to Albers, who scores inside. The 3-point specialist with a layup.
Yeah, showing he can do it from all areas on the court.
We get a whistle, foul away from the ball on MOC-Floyd Valley. So we go back and look at this last bucket here from the Dutchman.
Yeah, Van Gelder sets it up, and then there's the back cut being face guarded. Smart play by Albers.
Pino to inbound from the baseline here for Xavier. To Xander Murray. Going baseline. He's the leading scorer for Xavier in the first half. Does Miller have another 3? No. And the rebound cleared by punt for the Dutchman. Langton nearly lost it off Murray's defense. Gets it into the post. Vanderpool leaning in, puts it up, and it rolls in for Owen Vanderpool for 2 to tie the game.
Well, Aiden Miller really struggling down there. He's probably given up about 4 or 5 inches to Vanderpool. Just the strength able to get that basket.
In the corner, Wilgenbush for Xavier. To Pino. Back to Wilgenbush. Here's Evans just off the block. Punt on him defensively. Evans leaning in. Trying to find some space. Nothing there. Kick out. Miller going to try a 3. Missed that one. His third 3-point attempt of this quarter already. Only one's gone down.
Well, one of the things that Punt's doing well, Brian, is he's pushing Evans off of that block. He's too far out to be able to make an offensive move.
Van Gelder to Vanderpool. Back to Albers. Thought about the 3. Drives in. The cut is tipped, but a foul is called. Going to go against Xavier.
think that's going to be Wilgenbush. Well, if it is, I believe that's going to be his third. And it is.
Baseline out of bounds for MOC-Floyd Valley in a 22-22 ball game. Lob it up to Vanderpool. Van Gelder now Albers. Xavier doing a better job following Albers off screens here. Here's Vanderpool on the post. Leaning in, double comes as he's right next to the basket, goes opposite block to Punt, who leans in, can't get it to go, got it back, puts it up with the left-handed in. And the Dutchman lead.
Yeah, physical play there. Both Vanderpool and Graydon Punt clearing Xavier defenders out.
Right wing with the basketball, Lorenzo Pino for Cedar Rapids Xavier. Pino into the corner. Murray tries the three, no good. And the rebound, Langston had it and does end up with the basketball. His way to Albers, and here come the Dutchmen as they'll slow it up by 2 here in the third.
Well, after that initial three, Brian, they have now missed 3 consecutive three-point shots.
MOC-Floyd Valley resets. Van Gelder wants to go inside. They'll lob it up to Vanderpool with a double team, and Xavier takes it away. Vanderpool never really had good position there. Little hand fighting behind the play there that gets no call from the official. And now just a push. And I think that's on Langston, and that's going to be his third on MOC-Floyd Valley. And that leads us to a timeout with 4:56 to go in the third quarter. The Dutchmen lead it by 2 over the Saints. More after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
I love getting deals on anything, especially groceries. I love coming to Hy-Vee to get, the lowest price possible.
You want to have lower prices, but you don't really want to sacrifice quality. We want the high quality and the low price.
I haven't had to lose the quality or the freshness with the price drop at all.
I have noticed that with the prices at Hy-Vee being lower, that the quality is still there.
I go to Hy-Vee first because I know the prices are going to be down and the quality will be up there.
Are watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships exclusively on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
A 2-point lead for MOC-Floyd Valley over Xavier here. 4:56 to play third quarter. Xavier was up 1 at the half. Dutchmen have come back to take the lead here as we near the halfway point of quarter 3. It'll be Xavier ball underneath their own basket here to start this third quarter. Jack Downey's into the game and will inbound here for the Saints.
Let's see if Xavier can get something going to the rim here.
There's Murray, little floater from about 10 feet. Lots of contact, no call. Missed the shot. Vanderpool clears.
It's become very physical here in this second half. A lot of bodies going down. And
Van Gelder's going to try a 3, and he hit it. Carter Van Gelder really hasn't put up too many shots here today, but he hits a 3 there, and the Dutchmen lead by 5.
Another run here for MOC-Floyd Valley.
This is Lorenzo Pino, top of the key for Xavier. Xavier's had a couple nice runs themselves, and now a foul away from the ball. It's going to go against MOC-Floyd Valley. To go back to the last play and the 3 ball from Van Gelder.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad challenge there by Murray, but Van Gelder just rising up and knocking it down.
So the Saints will inbound from underneath. Trailing by 5. Need to get it in. They're going to lob it all the way into the backcourt. Wilgenbush goes back to retrieve it. So what kind of push does Xavier have? They hit the 3 right off the bat to start this third quarter and haven't scored since. Here's Hoffman, much taller guy on him. Tries to force it in there to Evans, and it's not there. And now we're going to get a foul. It's just 2 guys going for the ball. But a foul on MOC-Floyd Valley. That's going to be their 4th team foul already.
Well, and that was a great double team by Albers, but just a little too aggressive, trying to go for that ball out of bounds. And Xavier trying to do anything to get Evans a touch. And that's right, Brian. 4 team fouls. So the next time MOC fouls, Xavier will be shooting free throws.
We hit the halfway point of quarter 3. The Dutchman lead it by 5. Evans, not nearly where he wants to be when he has the basketball. Good way to Wilgenbush. A little back cut there for Murray in traffic. Can't get the roll, but he is fouled. And 2 free throws coming up for Xander Murray.
Yeah, Murray working hard to get open on that. Just a little flare screen that time by Evans, and Murray clearly got contact by Punt.
So Xander Murray to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon and misses the first. He's a 65% foul shooter on the season. Henry Heller going to check into the MOC-Floyd Valley lineup. You like this Dutchman team. I mean, it's all seniors and juniors, and then the kind of the last guy in that rotation is Heller, who's just a freshman. Second free throw good by Murray, and Xavier back within 4.
A lot of experience. Most of these guys played last year down here at Wells Fargo.
Team that got to this round in the semis fell to Waverly Shell Rock. Albers off a screen. Van Gelder, same spot. Different result. Offensive board punt against a double team. Can't get the roll. And Evans clears. How many times has Punt been right there and just the lid on the basket for him?
I think that touched every area of the rim but didn't fall.
And now we're going to get a foul here.
I think we might be
getting a warning.
Warning
on Coach Freeman, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly what it was.
Him and the official kind of exchanging a smile there a little bit. I like it when the referees do that. Not just the automatic technical.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's good. Just say, listen, we hear you. No more. Good steal there by Van Gelder.
Let's take a look at our 3-point tally presented by Golden Rule Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Obeys the rules to live by with a standard you just don't see every day at GoldenRulePHC.com. All the way to the basket, and a foul. It's a blocking foul. It's an and one opportunity for Xavier. Wilgenbush inside.
Wow, what a great job by Wilgenbush. You get the steal and then keeping it all the way, and I think that's a good call.
Vanderpool's going to check in for Punt here for the Dutchman. Xavier can get back within 1 here if Wilgenbush, a 70% foul shooter, can hit the free throw. He's 2 for 2 from there so far this afternoon. Knocks it down. Xavier back within 1, 27-26.
Albers has been a little quiet here. Let's see if MOC-Floyd Valley can get him a look.
Albers, they run at him off the screen. Van Gelder, good position inside, and scores off glass.
And that's what he does. He's so good with the shot fake, able to create some space there and get a good angle.
Into the front court, Lorenzo Pino, and he still has his pass stolen away by Albers.
Albers, as I mentioned, Brian, early in the game, he had 4 steals in that quarterfinal game. It's a good one right there.
Vanderpool driving inside, lowers the shoulder, and a foul. And Vanderpool on his way to the free throw line.
That's going to be the second foul on Evans.
Vanderpool, 55% foul shooter on the season. Made 2 earlier today. Today's Iowa High School Athletic Association State Basketball Championships are presented in part by Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To learn more, go to midamericanenergy.com. Xavier head coach Mike Freeman's going to burn a timeout here between free throws. First timeout Xavier's used today. with 2:22 showing on the third quarter clock.
Xavier getting some production, or excuse me, MOC-Floyd talked at halftime, Brian, about somebody needs to step up. Can't just Van Gelder. Already 7 points in this game. He hit a big three, and then the nice ball fake to get that basket. MOC-Floyd Valley has outscored Xavier here in this third quarter, 12-7.
5 of those 7 for Van Gelder here in this third quarter.
Yep.
The Dutchmen have opened up a 4-point lead, and they'll have the one more free throw coming out of this timeout. Winner of this one gets Clear Lake. They won earlier today, just a wild ball game, and they, looked down and out for a good chunk of that game, ended it on a 15-0 run to beat ADM. The winner of this one gets Clear Lake. It'll be a 3 o'clock tip tomorrow. Yeah, it was a point explosion in the first half. We had a 38-30 score, and then the defense really kicked in. And Clear Lake, just an amazing fourth quarter run for them. After this one's over, we'll have the 2A semifinals, and then tonight the 1A semifinals. It'll set the stage for all 4 championship games played during the afternoon and evening tomorrow. Back here at Wells Fargo Arena, and right back here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. It's one of the best days of the year, isn't it? 6 semifinals all in one day.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So Owen Vanderpaul, who made the first free throw before the timeout, tries to hit a second here out after the timeout. Can't do it. Rebound taps around, and MOC-Floyd Valley will get another opportunity. Albers from way downtown and way short.
Rare.
A little deeper than he probably should have.
Rare miss for Albers. That didn't even draw iron. And Xavier fortunate after giving up the offensive rebound off of that missed free throw.
At the same time, you like the confidence there from Albers, though. To have the ability and the confidence to shoot a shot like that in this juncture on this floor.
Good shooters always have very quick memories, right? they don't remember the misses.
All 4 of his threes came in the first half. But his Dutchman up by 4 here late in the third quarter. This is Wilgenbush. Into the lane. Had it knocked away. Got it back. Put it up. Couldn't get it to go. And the rebound to Van Gelder for MOC-Floyd Valley. Van Gelder's just going to keep going. And then had it poked away. Taken away by Wilgenbush. Another turnover.
Yeah, good battle for the ball by Wilgenbush there. Thought it might be a jump ball, but he made sure that wasn't going to be the case.
On the right wing, this is Hoffman.
Missed Murray inside. And you see what Vanderpool's doing, just shoving Evans out of that block area.
Getting inside, reverse layup by Wilgenbush is good. Xavier back within 2.
Well, and by Evans clearing out, that allowed that baseline to open up for Wilgenbush.
We come down to 1 minute to play in the third quarter. Another good one here in Des Moines to start our semifinal Thursday. Van Gelder at the free throw line, slipped. We're going the other way. Xander Murray has it poked away, but a foul as well. And they're over the limit, so that'll be free throws for Murray.
Yeah, nice job by Murray to just take that ball himself. He didn't have a good angle to get a pass to his teammate. Able to draw contact, opportunity to tie this game.
So Xander Murray to the foul line. He's 1 for 2 at the charity stripe so far today. Make it 2 for 3 as we see 3 new players come into the game. Jack Downey's back in. Aiden Miller back in for Xavier. Drayden Punt, 23 you saw there in white, back in for MOC-Floyd Valley. Another free throw for Murray, and this one ties the ball game. 50 seconds to play in the third quarter. Van Gelder against Murray. Hands off Albers. Thought about the 3. Launches from the free throw line and hits. And MOC-Floyd Valley right back in front.
Little floater. Nice touch by Albers. Xavier can really take this almost all the way down, about a 2-second differential.
So they're going to play like this is for the last shot, which it virtually is. A little bit of pressure, so they'll go to the other side. Jack Downey. It's him and Lorenzo Pino outside right here for Xavier. Downey needs some help. Gets it from Aiden Miller. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Evans out top. Hands off to Murray. They throw a couple defenders at him. Murray in traffic off glass, wouldn't go. Still 2 seconds. Van Gelder doesn't see the clock, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter here in Des Moines. MOC-Floyd Valley leading Cedar Rapids Xavier 32-30. Quarter 4 after this here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
You know, technology, it's essential for your business. And Arion is a full-service provider offering unique, scalable technology solutions, keeping your company connected to what matters. To keep your business growing and competitive, you need a trusted partner. With 35 years of experience, Arion has the expertise and innovation to drive you forward. Get the power of the fastest, largest, and most advanced communications network in Iowa with Arion.
With their strength and versatility, there's almost no job John Deere compact utility tractors can't handle. With their powerful diesel engines and auto connect system, these tractors make your job easier. From mowing to hauling to snow removal, these machines do it all. And right now at Van Wall, you can get a John Deere 1023E for as little as $135 per month. Stop into your local Van Wall today or visit vanwall.com for more details.
Professional Educators of Iowa, founded by teachers for teachers in 1981.
What I like is that it is former administrators, teachers. They are people that are invested into, hey, let's make something great better.
PEI, the Professional Association for Iowa's Independent Educators.
The best thing about Professional Educators of Iowa is it's right in our backyard. It feels like home.
Now more than ever, educators are choosing PEI.
MOC-Floyd Valley leading Cedar Rapids Xavier as we start the final quarter here in Des Moines. Beautiful day outside. Great basketball inside so far today.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for anything better. A 2-point game going into the fourth quarter here, Brian. Both fan bases on their feet.
Dutchman ball to start the fourth. Amon Langton, who hasn't played a ton here because of foul trouble in this ball game. They throw two guys at Albers and he's fouled. Yeah, I didn't think they'd give him a shooting foul, and they don't. And the MOC-Floyd Valley ball sideline out of bounds.
You see the kind of respect that Albers draws from the defense, though. You got to be able to challenge him. He can hit from anywhere on the floor.
Albers hands off to Langton. Now Van Gelder. Van Gelder goes all the way, and Evans swats it away out of bounds.
Great block by Evans. Hasn't been able to do much offensively, but big man gets a nice piece of this, swats it into the stands.
Dutchmen have the ball. Still 26 on the shot clock. Work it around to Van Gelder. Here's Albers. Gets a look at three. It's no good. We have a foul. This is, I think, away from the ball on Xavier. I think trying to cut through, trying to get through the screen.
That's exactly what they did. So they set a screen, a down screen for Albers to get a three-point shot. And the Xavier defender went right through the screener, which I think was Vanderpool.
The Dutchman working around. Here's Langton with a little bit of space. Tough floater, left it short. Offensive board punt, lost it. Pinball all over the place. Punt's going to end up with it in the corner. And then try to throw it off a Xavier player. I think before that, we're going to get a timeout from MOC-Floyd Valley.
Yeah, nice job by Coach DeYoung there to get the timeout. Seeing, excuse me, that was Xavier. No, Coach DeYoung.
Yeah, it's an MOC-Floyd Valley timeout. Coach DeYoung, I think, not liking how physical that was underneath there, having a few words for the official going into that play there, but the Dutchmen do keep possession.
Well, it just shows you how critical each one of these possessions are. Coach DeYoung willing to use a timeout here. 7:22 to go. It's just been this back and forth. Neither team has really been able to pull away Our largest lead was 8 points so far on the day. Coach Freeman discussing with the officials a couple points that he wants to make.
It's just, and the thing is, too, I mean, you can't understate the importance here. I mean, this is you win, you play for the big trophy tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything riding here on the line in the fourth quarter.
Van Gelder, a deep three off the screen, missed it strong on the rebound by Xavier and Pino. It's a good look, but it was a good 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line, too. Xavier resets with their first possession of the fourth quarter, trailing by 2. Wilgenbush has had a good second half. Miller in the corner. Gives it to Pino. Off a screen to the free throw line. Rises from there. Can't get it to go. Rebound out of bounds. It'll stay with Xavier as Vanderpool lost his footing trying to corral the rebound.
Yeah, just enough by Hilgenbush to have Vanderpool drop that out of bounds, so they will keep it. Another opportunity for Xavier.
Rebound from underneath. Murray gets a decent look from the corner. Off the back of the iron, no good, but Evans with the offensive rebound. And on a new 35 for Xavier. Wilgenbush left wing. They've isolated that side of the floor for him. Wilgenbush attacks and scores and ties the game.
Yeah, great job over the taller Van Gelder, able to finish that.
Throw a double at Albers. Kicking into the corner for punt. Pono back his man down. Into the opposite side. Langton for 3 is good.
That's what we've been talking about, Brian. Every time one of these teams comes up with a big shot, there's an answer.
First points of the day for Amon Langton, and what a big shot it is to give the Dutchman the lead. Murray into the corner. This is Pino. Back to Wilgenbush. Attacks again. Has his shot blocked. And MOC-Floyd Valley coming the other way.
Great block by Vanderpool.
And Gelder. Albers will shoot from deep and missed everything strong. Xavier comes the other way.
That might have been tipped. There was a Xavier defender right with Albers.
5.5 to go. 3-point lead for MOC-Floyd Valley. Left wing, Pino for 3. Missed it strong. Rebound tipped around. It's going to end up back in Pino's hands. And Xavier resets with a new shot clock.
Yeah, Xavier doing good work on the offensive boards here in this fourth quarter.
Pino gets the play call from Mike Freeman, his head coach. Still 17 on the shot clock. Wilgenbush into the lane. Back out. 3-ball on the way by Murray. Well short, and Vanderpool controls the rebound.
A good challenge by Langton on that. Xavier's got to find a way to get a stop here.
Here's punt on that left side. Faces up Evans. Passes it into the corner. That's Albers. Albers gets inside. Shot no, but a foul. And 2 free throws coming up for Blake Albers. Those free throws will come up after a timeout. 4:43 to go in the fourth. The Dutchman lead it by 3 on that triple by Amon Langton. This is the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Kubota Orange Days delivers the savings you need for the life you love. Shop a wide selection of equipment at your local dealer, including America's #1 selling compact tractor. And get your perfect match delivered to your door, designed for comfort and built for performance. And now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months on select compact tractors.
Visit GoKubota.com today to find your local Kubota dealer.
PB and J? PB before we go. P before we go. P before we go. See you tomorrow? Yeah.
This broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud to champion Iowa's youth.
You look inside the huddle for Cedar Rapids Xavier. Saints down by 3 here in the fourth quarter of this Class 3A semifinal here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Brian Clark, Mike Swain back with you here courtside. Been a ball game so far, been a fun one. It's our last 4 and change have in store. It's Coach DeYoung having a couple extra words for his team as we'll come out of this timeout with Blake Albers at the free throw line for MOC-Floyd Valley trying to extend a 3-point lead. This is his first free throw attempt of the day as, let's hear this from Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, it's our job to keep you safe. And that's why we add a rotten egg smell to our natural gas to help you detect a gas leak. So, if something smells skunky, get outside right away and call us.
Albers gets 1. Dutchman lead it by 4, 36-32. Xavier with the basketball.
Brian, I'd like to see Xavier attack the basket here, but MOC-Floyd Valley playing almost like a one-man zone.
Oh, good attack. Just couldn't quite finish the reverse layup from Wilgenberg. And here comes MOC-Floyd Valley with the basketball up by 4.
Yeah, it's exactly what you wanted if you're Coach Freeman. You just got to be able to convert that.
Albers right wing. And a foul away from the ball on Xavier.
That's going to be the 4th foul on Xavier. Coach Freeman not happy with that. Next one will put MOC-Floyd Valley at the line.
Number 3 on Evans. Evans and Wilgenbush with 3 each for Xavier. Langton has 3 for MOC-Floyd Valley fouls-wise. On the other side, the Dutchman, no team fouls on the Dutchman here in the fourth quarter. Vanderpool in the lane. And a 3-second violation. Crowd behind us was chanting for that for a good 2 or 3 seconds before it was called.
They're just trying to help out the officials.
Yeah. So they turn it over back to Xavier here as we go down to 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That's the 13th turnover for MOC-Floyd Valley.
Lob it inside to Evans. Kicks it out. 3 ball on the way. Missed it short, and Albers up for the rebound.
I really like the action, though. Getting it low, and then Evans kicking out to a wide-open 3-point shooter.
Vanderpool set things up here for Albers. To Van Gelder with 3.5 to play. Nice head fake. Van Gelder has it poked away. Ball on the floor. Still haven't had a whistle, and now finally we're going to get I think we're going to get a Xavier timeout.
Well,
wow.
They've got plenty of timeouts. They had 3 timeouts before that, so they only have 2 left. But it was going to be Xavier's ball anyway. But you want to make sure that you keep the possession.
Oh, Coach DeYoung, he's not pleased at all. I don't know how did it looked like Xavier had possession early, but as late as that whistle was.
Yeah, it clearly, I thought when they were going on the floor, Xavier did have possession. Now, whether or not that timeout came before the tie-up, that's the big question. Like, obviously, Coach DeYoung did not think that was the case.
And still, the thing is, that's still just their second timeout, so they still have 2.
Yep.
And as you said, it saves possession, it saves the arrow. Who knows when you might need that later.
The other thing for Coach DeYoung and MOC-Floyd Valley, no fouls here in this fourth quarter. So Xavier, the next time they foul, they will be putting MOC-Floyd Valley on the line. So the Dutchman can be really aggressive here defensively.
Is that something even with 3.5 minutes left, you pick it up already at
Not
this point?
Intentionally fouling, but you certainly can be aggressive going for steals and not have to worry about putting Xavier on the line.
Dutchman crowd to their feet on the far side here. Trying to cheer on their defense for 3 more minutes. Wilgenbush inside in traffic. Lost it, got it back. It's on the floor again. Still loose and finally picked up by MOC-Floyd Valley. And now a foul called on Xavier.
Well, and that's a tough break for Xavier, because if he had just held on to the ball, it would have stayed Xavier's ball with the jump. But trying to get it to a teammate, and it kicks to MOC-Floyd Valley. And now we're going to go the other way, shooting free throws. So Wilgenbush, good aggressive play here. Van Gelder on the floor, Vanderpool on the floor.
That last foul was called on A.J. Evans, and that's his fourth. 2 free throws here for Drayden Punt. 60% free throw shooter on the season. And the first one right through. That was his first free throw attempt of the afternoon as well. One more free throw for Punt here to try to make this a 6-point ball game. Just our 7th total point in this quarter.
I was just going to say, Brian, Xavier only has 2 points in this quarter.
Punt with a couple big free throws extends the lead to 6. As we go down to 3 minutes left in this state semifinal. And now a steal by Vanderpool. Langston has no numbers. Langston has it knocked away from behind, out of bounds. And the official here, they're going to keep it on this side with MOC-Floyd Valley. And the official that was right there wasn't sure.
Yeah, he checked with his partner. They thought that Pino was out of bounds before the save. So MOC-Floyd Valley is going to keep it.
Get it into Vanderpool in the corner, and nearly a steal by Wilgenbush. Couldn't quite keep it from going out of bounds. Dutchman will keep the basketball. 2:47 left in the fourth quarter. As you see Carter Hoffman take a seat. Carter Van Gelder to trigger it in from the sideline. Throw the double team at Albers. Here's Langton. To Van Gelder. Hands it off to Langton again.
MOC can be really patient here. Take this down. Get a great shot.
Still 10 on the shot clock. Wilgenbush on the defense. Ball knocked away and a steal by Xavier. And now a foul, which is your first team foul. That's probably really a good foul to try to eliminate a potential transition opportunity.
That's a great point, Brian, because it was going to be Wilgenbush who was going to have an opportunity to convert there. So now you can set your defense. Still only 1 team foul.
Inbound from the sideline, though, winging into the backcourt.
MOC-Floyd Valley's done a great job on Murray. He had 10 in the first half, only 3 here in the second half.
Wilgenbush kicks it out. Murray trying to find some space. Double comes at him, kicks it. Pino for 3. Missed it strong, and Vanderpool the rebound. Xavier just can't find a bucket.
Yeah, pretty good.
Ooh, Pino though with a steal. Murray left wing. He'll fire the 3 and hits it. Xander Murray cuts the lead in half.
Well, one of the few open looks that Murray has had, and he makes it count. Great steal by Pino as well.
And a timeout for MOC-Floyd Valley with 1:46 to play in the fourth quarter. Dutchman thought they had the stop.
Yeah,
and Murray just a little bit of space.
Well, forcing 2 turnovers there is Xavier defense. And that is the 16th turnover for MOC-Floyd, 17th turnover for MOC-Floyd Valley. So now if you're Mike Freeman, you're telling your guys, 1:46 here, we're only down 3. We certainly are going to play this out. You don't need to have a foul here and put MOC-Floyd Valley on the line, where today they are 8 of 10. Doing a nice job from the free throw line.
All athletes know it takes more to be your best, more hustle, drive, and determination. That's why Powerade is there to hydrate your grind with 50% more electrolytes than Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Powerade is proudly distributed by the Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company, who proudly supports the Iowa High School Sports Network. Powerade, it takes more.
Coach DeYoung, I think clearly what you're trying to do is either isolate Albers or Van Gelder. Both of them are capable of putting the ball on the floor. And I think what you're telling your team is, we want to initiate contact. Make the official blow that whistle so we can get to the foul line.
Albers, we mentioned it in halftime. Somebody besides Albers has had to step up. He only has 4 points in the second half, and he's had the help.
Yeah, he has. You think about the big clutch three by Langton. Van Gelder's been good in this half.
Ooh, a poke away, but Vanderpool able to keep possession for the Dutchman.
Xavier with really quick hands. Almost a steal there for Pino again.
Albers, they're going to call the foul on Xavier and Pino. There's a little bit of a reaction on the other side from Albers, and I thought for a second that might be what they call.
Well, and I think that's what Pino is saying, is that he sort of pushed me off as the ball was going. Coach Freeman wants an explanation as well.
Look over there, right in front of head coach DeYoung has all of his other 4 players there, and Wilgenbush is right there with them.
It's a little gamesmanship.
Free throw by Albers is good. I like it. I mean, there's nothing saying he can't stand right there.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised he didn't try to fight his way inside a little further. One more free throw here for Albers to try to get this lead back to 5. He does. 40-35, MOC-Floyd Valley on Blake Albers' 2 free throws.
Xavier's got to get a quality possession here, Brian. You got to come up with points.
Murray, a tough 3, missed everything short, saving the rebound from going out of bounds. Loose ball, and we're going to get a tie-up. And I'm not sure on the health here. Right down there on Wilgenbush. He going for the ball, ran right into one of the MOC-Floyd Valley defenders.
It was Drayden Punt who hit him. Watch as we see on the replay here, both going for the ball, and right in the shoulder there is Drayden Punt. Obviously not intentional, but...
And Drayden Punt, he's on his way. He's just a junior. He's already committed to play football at Kansas.
Wilgenbush staying in.
Wilgenbush going to stay in.
Yeah.
Xavier basketball underneath as they have the possession arrow. 18 to shoot. And that ball kicked. So they'll reset and start again here. Baseline out of bounds.
They had Murray wide open. That was a good thing that Vanderpool got that kick.
And a foul away from the ball on MOC-Floyd Valley.
Yeah, so again, only 2 team fouls now for MOC, so still not in any danger of putting them on the line.
It does reset the shot clock, but that's probably, I mean, Xavier's hoping they're not going to use all of this here either.
Right. MOC-Floyd Valley with the 5-point lead. No worries are there.
Gonna lob it out top to Murray. Into the corner. Back to Murray. Murray trying to find some space. They throw a double at him. Wilgenbush rises from deep and hits it. Wilgenbush cuts it to 2.
Now, Xavier can play this out, Brian. They don't have to foul. Only down 2 with a minute to go.
Get it into the front court, does Albers. Back to Vanderpool. About a 30-second differential.
Coach Freeman telling his guys no fouls, especially now, Brian, with only 17 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Langton. Murray right on his hip. 10 to shoot. Van Gelder tries to back cut. Gets it inside on a foul call.
Well, that has been the play that MOC has gone to when they needed a basket. You bring Van Gelder up high, and Albers taken away, face guarding by Pino, and the good back cut. Nice pass by Van Gelder.
So Albers will shoot 2 here for MOC-Floyd Valley. He hit 2 just a little while ago. 3 for 4 today. 4 for 5 today. 87% on the season.
Well, even if he makes this one, Brian, I think Xavier has got to attack the rim. Do not settle for a 3 unless you get a wide open look. You don't need a 3.
We stay a 1-possession game. Here comes Pino and Xavier with a timeout. With 33 seconds to go. They'll have one more after this one.
Yeah,
Mike Freeman, what's the big play? You got to draw a good one up here.
Well, with 33 seconds to go, I think Mike Freeman can say, look, we're either going to take the first good look that we have, and whether that's a 3 or you attack the basket, because they still have a timeout and can set their press and defense up. If they didn't have a timeout, then I think you're looking for a 3. The key is it's the first good look that you can take. You're certainly not going to take this down and try and get a last-second shot. You want to give yourselves an opportunity to get an offensive rebound.
We remind you that the Iowa High School Sports Network will announce at the end of the Class 1A title game tomorrow night the tournament MVP award, fueled by Iowa Beef. A lot of deserving candidates for that. Does somebody here have some magic at the end of the game to put themselves into that discussion?
Well, guys who have hit threes today for Xavier, you've got Wilgenbush, who is 1 for 2. You've got Pino, who is 1 for 4. Miller, 1 for 4. And probably the best shooter is Xander Murray, who is 3 for 11 from three-point range. So if one of those guys gets an opportunity, I think you take it. Otherwise, get something going to the rim, especially you can draw some contact at the rim, stop the clock, get some free throw opportunities, and then be able to set up your defense.
The other thing is MOC-Floyd Valley has 2 fouls to give.
Good point, Brian. And they can be aggressive. Not, they won't put Xavier on the line here, even with a common foul.
Too early to do that intentionally at this point, isn't it?
Yes.
So here comes Murray. What does Xavier have in store here? They give it to Evans. Back out to Aiden Miller. Miller to Murray. Rises a tough look, and he got it. What a shot by Xander Murray to tie the game.
Well, and Wilgenbush just tipped the ball out. He almost got a steal there. MOC-Floyd Valley's got to be careful. They got to get this ball inbounds.
My goodness, what a look from Murray. Coach DeYoung calls a timeout. You talk about magic to put yourself into the discussion of game and tournament MVP.
Well, they isolated that side with Miller, and then they brought Murray off of the screen, and he hits that fadeaway 3. Big shot by Xavier.
4th 3 of the game for Murray. He has 19. And now MOC-Floyd Valley, you can run it all the way down. What are you on with 19 ticks left?
So Xavier has been very aggressive in this quarter, Brian. And the one risk that you have by being aggressive is if you foul, you're going to put MOC-Floyd Valley on the line for 2. So make them catch up and then defend. And I think, obviously, for Coach DeYoung, this ball's got to be in the hands of Albers and Van Gelder. They did a nice action the last time they were playing with in this front court, with Albers going back door, getting a good look from Van Gelder.
They just very late in that timeout. MOC-Floyd Valley is bringing Carter Brightwell into this game. He's a junior. He's kind of the end of a rotation guy, but a 40% three-point shooter. Maybe maybe sits in the corner. I think that's probably a driving kick kind of kid.
Could be. He's made 24 on the year. So Xavier's going to make them catch up, obviously, try and use some clock, bringing this ball into the front court. And I believe that Langton cannot move.
Yeah,
that ball was tipped.
That's what the official's telling him right here.
Yes.
And Xavier's going to back off. And here comes Albers. Do the Dutchmen have a shot to win it here at the end?
Yeah, and Coach DeYoung's going to let him go. Just take it all the way down, play for the last shot here.
Albers. You got to run a second guy at him, don't you? Albers from way downtown. Money! A timeout by Xavier as Albers hits a 3 with 1.6 to go.
How about the heroics that we have seen between Xavier and MOC-Floyd Valley? Incredible shot by Albers. So punt with the screen, and they opt to go underneath. And Albers, with just that separation over the outstretched hand of Evans, buries the 3.
It's his first 3 of the half.
The last time he shot a 3, it was an air ball, Brian.
I think his last 2 or 3 weren't really that close.
Wow. Huge shot. And they did put some time back on, Brian, so 2.3 seconds.
MOC-Floyd Valley still has 2 fouls to give, and you're up 3. Are you fouling immediately here?
I don't think so. I think you could, especially with the ball being, though, underneath your own basket. I'm not sure you need to foul at this point. If this were in the front court, absolutely, I would be fouling.
But with the last 2 threes we've seen, is there one more crazy one coming up here?
They got about an opportunity for 1 or 2 dribbles before the ball's got to go up with 2.3.
Vanderpool's going to try to be long here. Murray from half court. That's going to be off the mark. And MOC-Floyd Valley will play for the state championship. What a finish. What a finish. Here in Des Moines, Murray makes just a crazy shot to tie it. And then Albers. How far out was that? 28?
It was deep, Brian.
It was really deep. We'll take another look at it as we step aside, and we'll wrap things up from Des Moines after this. MOC-Floyd Valley to the final. More after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Homemakers has everything you need to make your house a home. An amazing selection of furniture, mattresses, and accessories. The hottest styles, all at incredibly low prices. Shop in store with the help of our non-commissioned sales team or online at homemakers.com. Now is the perfect time to buy with long-term financing available and delivery options that fit your needs. Shop the largest selection of furniture, mattresses, and accessories at the lowest prices. Guaranteed. Only at Homemakers.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
Back at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, MOC-Floyd Valley on its way to the state championship game as they win a wild one here down the stretch, 44-41 over Cedar Rapids Xavier, and they'll get a shot at Clear Lake in the championship game tomorrow. Brian Clark, Mike Swain back here in Des Moines. Mike, that was a wild finish here in this one.
Those last 24 seconds, incredible. Xavier trims a 6-point deficit with 3 minutes to go to tie it with 18 seconds by Murray, and then a huge shot by Albers. Deep three to win it for MOC-Floyd Valley.
Well, let's crown our star of the game presented by Quick Star. We've got you covered, and you make a last-second shot like that, you get started. And he was great early, too, but Blake Albers.
He really was. Look at that, 5 for 10 from three-point range, 5 rebounds. He also had 2 assists, 2 steals. Blake Albers, money shot, just like you called it, Brian.
A shot that shot will live on for a long time in MOC-Floyd Valley program history. One you won't forget here if you were in the gym in Des Moines. A fantastic finish to that one as Blake Albers gets it done for the Dutchman and moves them on to the state final. Let's look at our game highlights. This was a game, it was close throughout, and let's go through this game and look at our highlights here, Mike.
Well, there are a lot of them. Wilgenbush for Xavier. He ended up with 16 on the day. Look at that, sacrificing his body, getting the and one. And then Murray, 3-point shot, nothing but the bottom of the net. And the great spin move to finish inside. But how about Albers? Really face guarded most of the day. Nice back cut there. Albers with a big 3. Showing he can have a little touch with the floater inside.
And we look at our stat summary. It's brought to you by Sukkot Manufacturing Company. Quality products built to give you more time with the ones who matter most.
Well, MOC-Floyd Valley got it done at the free throw line. 11 for 14 there. And then, of course, the three-point shooting, pretty even, but it's the one that happened last was the key one for MOC-Floyd Valley.
And MOC-Floyd Valley getting to move on. What a shot by Albers to finish it as the Dutchmen pick up the victory over the Saints 44-41, and they'll move in to tomorrow afternoon state championship game against Clear Lake. We've had a couple wild ones here to start the day. 4 more semifinals still to come. 2As on the court ready to go, and we'll have that one there. But MOC-Floyd Valley, they get to put their name on the bracket in that championship game spot as the Dutchmen are moving on to the state championship game, and they'll play again tomorrow afternoon. So that'll wrap things up with this one. It'll be Western Christian and Grandview Christian in our first 2A semifinal coming up here in just a little bit. For Mike Swayman and our entire crew here at the Iowa High School Sports Network, I'm Brian Clark. A good afternoon for now from Des Moines, and congratulations to the Dutchmen.